Hey, what's up, YouTube? So I'm watching right now on YouTube. Schiff and Raskin, Adam, Senator Schiff and Senator Raskin exposed Trump's attacks on the rule of law in a major hearing. How is it Adam Schiff and Raskin are allowed to have a hearing on a sitting president and claiming that Donald Trump is usurping the Constitution and the rule of law, when that's totally not true. And the lies these people are telling, it's unbelievable. I mean, it's truly unbelievable. And, if you just go to YouTube and click on live, it shows you, it's like there's 12,000 people watching that right now. Which is minuscule, compared to the 300 some million people, that live in the United States. But I'm just flabbergasted. Even Dick Durbin's sitting there. I mean, we all know what a feckless coward Dick Durbin is. But I'm just astonished that this is going on. I don't know how old this is. Live Trump admins, intelligence officials face Senate's fury over leakage. I love this outrage from the left when, we had Hillary Clinton botch the Benghazi deal where, we lost, 4 or 5 Americans. And we had a U.S. ambassador brutally murdered, and she did nothing. She had government cell phones that she and her staff destroyed. She had a private server in her home with government-related documents on this private server that was not screened or vetted. Where's the outrage from the Democrats for that? There is none. There is none. It's these Democrats continue to lie, cheat, and steal, and attempt to destroy probably what's one of the greatest presidents of our lifetime, my lifetime. I remember Ronald Reagan, passionately, and I was a big fan of Ronald Reagan. There were a few things that I disagreed with Ronald Reagan on. And one of those was closing the I don't want to say insane asylums, but the insane asylums, but the federally funded institutions for people that were just mentally unfit to be in society. And people couldn't afford to, in some cases, take care of them themselves, and so, they were sent to the state. And I know that wasn't a perfect environment for some folks, but in some places it was a good environment for some. And but it kept them off the street, kept them from getting killed, kept them from killing other people. You look at the prisons today; they're just full of people that are mentally challenged. There should be an insane asylums or in a mental institution, not a prison. And because prison isn't a place for people with mental problems. It's for criminals who knowingly and willfully committed crimes against their community and others. It's just astonishing to me to hear Adam Schiff. He lied under oath so many times that there was all this overwhelming evidence that Trump would be impeached, that Trump would be convicted, that Trump would go to prison, and that Russia collusion, and there was no such thing. There never was. It was all made up, all of it. And he's still allowed to hold office. So is Jamie Raskin still allowed to hold office. And why Pam Bondi and the FBI aren't going after these people? They're dirty. They're so dirty, it's unbelievable they're dirty. And why they're not going after them, I don't know. I mean, maybe they are, and they're building a case, and it's quiet, and it's, confidential. It's in secret, and then at some point they're gonna let it all out. I mean, I don't know, but something needs to happen. I'm just sick of seeing all this. Um, I'm just sick of seeing all this. I'm trying to watch my mouth. I'm just sick of seeing all this crap take place, and and nothing's being done. I mean, it's just the Tesla deal, the riots, keying Tesla cars, and that stuff is just, we need to start seeing some serious prosecution. Going to Tesla protest in a Doge T-shirt and a MAGA hat, everyday treasure. He had 790,000 views 8 days ago. And this guy's from Poland. He's a Polish immigrant to the United States. He's got 700,000 views. I'd be lucky to get one. And this guy's got 700,000, over 700,000. And Adam Schiff, I mean, something has to be done, and it needs to be done quickly. I think there's I'll include a link to this video, and you can watch it yourself. I mean, it's just deplorable, Another Senate hearing, this is a few days ago. They talk about, judges being attacked. Elon Musk with his little hit squad or something, some nonsensical crap, and how federal judges need to be protected. But, they seem to forget, the comment, Chuck Schumer made about the Supreme Court, that they'll be held to pay based on the Supreme Court's decision when they didn't overturn Roe versus Wade. They returned it to the states, and that's where it should be. And Chuck Schumer and these whack jobs, making threats to the Supreme Court. Nothing happened to them, and now they sit up here and and attack Trump and the Department of Justice. I mean, Bernie Sanders is such a hack. I'm watching that knucklehead right now. There's 1,000 people watching that on what is it, CNN Live. Let me look. Oh, it's a freaking commercial. This isn't a paid account. My personal account is a paid account. But he's the most angriest, ball-headed, scrawny, lunatic. He talks about living in mansions for the rich in their gated communities. People should take a look at Bernie Sanders and how much money he has. Bernie Sanders is part of the 1%. Guy's a freaking clown. I mean, you guys should just, YouTube these clowns, do your own fact checking. And these sanctimonious, righteous, hypocrites just makes me sick. God sees everything. He sees everything we do. You know what I'm saying? And do these guys honestly think that they could get up there and say what they want, do what they want, nothing's ever going to happen? That they're going to get away with this, scot-free, that there are no penalties for your behavior here on this planet, when you kick the bucket and you die, because we're all going to die. Just go to Hollywood and look at the celebrities that are buried in the dirt, 6 feet in the ground, or some in mausoleums or what have you. But everybody dies, everybody. Nobody's spared from that. And John Wayne passed away. Michael Jackson's dead. Prince is dead. JFK. And so many others. Everybody dies, and everybody's going to stand before Jesus Christ and be judged and held accountable. Everybody. And so you can't keep running around doing what you're doing thinking that nothing's going to happen to me. I'm a senator, I'm protected. I'm a politician. I'm protected. you're not, and you're going to pay for you're going to pay for your crimes, and what you've done. You if you're allowed to be in a place of authority over people, whether you're a king or a cop or whatever, anytime that you have authority over other human beings and you have the power to impact people, you're held to a different standard, just like pastors are held to a different standard. If you're preaching God's word and you're deceiving people, like a lot of these prosperity preachers, and you're lying to people, and you're taking them down a path that's not biblical, your punishment's going to be far greater as a fake pastor than somebody that just had a conversation with another guy, in a hallway about Jesus. I mean, it's your punishment's going to be far greater. Just so it is for these politicians. God's put you in a position of power and authority, and you did nothing with it but enrich yourself. And what did you do for those that were underneath you? What did you do for those that were truly needy? Maxine Waters is, she's going to hell. Schiff is going to hell. Most of them Democrats are going to hell. And then anybody that supports abortion, you're going to hell. And I'm glad. Because that's where you belong. These people who have continuously voted to murder God's innocent children for no reason other than purely for, as birth control. Was it less than 1% of abortions are due to rape or incest? The vast majority of it's for birth control. So, so those people deserve the death penalty for eternity for killing all these little kids, killing all these babies. But yeah, it's just there's YouTube, there's Rumble, there's so many different social media sites that people can go to and do your own research. Google these people, or don't use Google. Go DuckDuck, there's other search engines out there that don't put your search result at the bottom of the list. And so it's just I couldn't even I watched 10 minutes of it, and I had to turn it off because it was just so sickening. Just absolutely sickening. How these people sleep every day is is beyond me. They're talking. Here's the Canadian Prime Minister. There's another idiot. There's another knucklehead. They get rid of Trudeau and they get this idiot in there. It's just, I don't know. It's, I watched a little bit of Trump and Netanyahu today in the White House. And, there's two guys that know their crap, man. I'm telling you. Israel and the United States, it's like, look out. And there really isn't anybody else out there like these two. Everybody else is they're all but the president of El Salvador. I like what he's done in El Salvador. He's really cleaned up that country. But anyway, so I don't want to keep on keeping on here, but I guess the thing I want to stress the most is man, there's so many resources out there. You just have to broaden your horizon and don't listen to MSNBC and Fox News and some of these other mainstream media knuckleheads. They're paid stooges, and you got to do your own research. There's so many talented people on here on YouTube and Rumble that do their own research, and fact finding, and they make some really good quality videos and very informative. Too many for me to list or link or attach, into the description. You got to do your own. Got to do your own thing. It's just kind of like lifting weights. I could come up with a program. Here, follow this program, and you'll be ginormous. But that's not true. It just doesn't happen. What works for me is not going to work for you because my body's different than yours, and it's the same thing with life. It's like you could take several people and watch a video, and and everybody's going to have a different take on that, a different spin, and that's that's pretty obvious, I think. So anyway, hey, thanks for tuning in. It's 15 minutes here, so um, take enough of your time. So be informed and watch what's going on. I mean, it's just I've got time to kill right now in my office, so um, I'm just skimming through and looking at different interviews and what's gone on today on the political side. Um, it's just unbelievable. It's really sickening, you know. Um, it's every day the left um, they just prove how feckless they are and ignorant and vile. They're just vile people. So anyway, thanks for tuning in. Please like and subscribe. It doesn't cost you a dime, and I'd appreciate it. I really want to get out there more and get involved with other like-minded people or similar. Maybe I can persuade somebody else, but so I'm just trying to get out there. So please like and share and subscribe and leave a comment. And I appreciate anything you guys can do. I mean, it's free; doesn't cost you a dime. You just click on it. You know, um, and you don't have to watch the whole thing. If it doesn't float your boat after 5 minutes or whatever, flip to the next channel. Um, but check back. I might make a video you might want to watch. I don't know. So anyway, thanks for tuning in, and I'll see you on the next video.